All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Glory podcast. And Adam, I guess, today's podcast will be more of a what's happening at Glory podcast. And
A lot.
And a lot is the word. Yes,
We're going to narrow it down, I hope.
Yeah, right. And, man, it's been full speed ahead these past few months. Wonderful things.
Yeah.
But we have...
Well, there's a lot going on kind of behind the scenes that our church is going to be hearing about that, people may not even know about that's been going on. It's pretty exciting, in addition to what's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So, there's been a lot going on, a lot of opportunities the Lord has given us and as a church family, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. We had mentioned in our previous podcast, we will be hosting a marriage conference, and we'll be doing a podcast about that next week. The next podcast, we'll plan on doing a What's Happening at Glory and really dive into that. But that's something we're really excited about.
Well, we've already had several sign up.
Yeah.
I think Philip told us as of this morning, a lot of couples have already committed to our marriage conference over in August, and would encourage you to go on the app or the website and sign up. The earlier we can get the numbers, the better it's going to help us with kind of organizing some things and ordering some things. And so really excited about the marriage conference.
Yeah. Well, today what we want to focus on with the What's Happening at Glory is our Vacation Bible School. Vacation Bible School is next week, July the 15th through the 18th. Is it 5:30 to 8:30?
5:30 to 8:30.
Yeah.
That's what Michelle had told us.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to give them enough time to do everything that's going to be happening every night. So really excited about Vacation Bible School.
Just, for everybody out there, of course, with VBS, we focus on the kids, of course. It's about the kids and all. But I wanted just to let everybody hear from you about what this has meant and what it does for our church family as a whole every year.
Well, already while we're shooting this podcast, we've got people here, adults here, that are preparing. I know last night we had a meeting up here, and this place was hopping.
Yeah.
With people that are either preparing through decorations and getting the rooms ready. I know that there are several folks that are leading and teaching, doing skits. They have been up here working, and there's just something about serving together that builds community.
Yes, awesome.
When you think about Christian community and building friendships and relationships, a lot of times we think about going to a ball game or going to the lake or doing this together, doing that together. But man, when you're serving together, when you are preparing together, when you're getting ready to serve kids together, the Lord blesses that. And we have seen that, from our kitchen team. We have a number of folks that will be serving in our kitchen team, working tirelessly there, cooking meals every night, preparing to serve. We've got people that will be leading groups of kids, tribes, I think is what they're calling them. We've got folks that are going to be in the marketplace, and we'll get to what that marketplace is here in a minute. But to see through the years, the number of people that are serving together, using their gifts, their talents, their passions that the Lord has given them to serve others, God has really honored that. There is, I can't put a number on it, but through the years, we have seen some of our newer families, it's an opportunity for them where they get plugged in and get to know people.
Every year it happens.
Every year. And so, we've had some families that have joined recently, and they're not serving in a lead teaching role, but they're serving in some capacity with Vacation Bible School. And what's that going to do? They're going to be talking to people that they're preparing with. They're going to be seeing other people up here. And then through the week when we're actually having VBS together, we're going to be laughing together, cutting up together, working through things together. It is just a real community, binding experience, so to speak, where you're getting to spend time with people that you might not spend time with otherwise. And so it's been really good for our church.
Yeah, it is. It's a highlight of the year for sure. You mentioned something there in that, there's so many areas where people can jump in and serve.
Yes.
And like our parking lot guys and directing traffic, that is a huge deal. Very important.
So Brad Simmons, one of our deacons here, he kind of heads that up every year with a ton of guys, and that's part of being a shepherd. Is we want to care for our kids well and those that are here.
Yeah.
And so with us dismissing, I was telling somebody this yesterday, Randy, it may seem less important than the other things that are going on with VBS and the teaching time, but, man, it's something we take seriously because it only has to happen one time for a kid to get hit or somebody get lost. And so our traffic team, I don't know what we call them, traffic team, car pickup team, we need more and more guys on that team serving, and they do a wonderful job, and it's a very important ministry for VBS.
Yeah, that, and then we have guys on security, like you said, the kitchen team, all the folks serving in there, our leaders, our teachers, people who are just in the room as helpers, just crowd control with the kids, trying to manage the kids, and you said something when you were talking about it earlier. It's within all of that, it's the little conversations that you get to have with folks throughout the week that's just very, it might only last for a minute or two, but it's so meaningful.
Well, the way this thing's set up, particularly this year, we do something interesting from time to time here. It's called the Marketplace, and so we've had the Marketplace Jerusalem, and so you've got tents set up in the worship center, and the kids are coming in and out at different times. This year we're focused on Nazareth, Jesus' upbringing, and kind of what went on there. But in doing that, not only do you have your lead teachers, not only do you have your crafts and different things, the way we set things up here at Glory Fellowship, every year we break the kids into smaller groups. Those team leaders are so vital because they're the ones that are with the kids from start to finish. And so they're getting to have those conversations with the kids. They're going to supper with them. They're getting to talk with them there. I can't tell you how many of our kitchen team will talk about, even as they're serving the food, it's not just about the food. They're getting to know these kids and have some conversations with them along the way. And those little conversations that you mentioned throughout the week, you never know when they're coming.
Yeah.
You never know when a kid's going to run up. I have kids run up to me in the hallway all the time. And you get to know them. Just those little God moments throughout the week that we need our adults. We need folks who are willing to serve, to be here, and to be in those roles, and to be paying attention, to really be intentional about seeking out those opportunities to be with the kids, to talk with them, and to make sure that they are listening to the message of Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, our VBS is very interactive.
It is.
And so that's an awesome thing, and it's it's just hopping that week with all kinds of things going on.
It gets loud around here at times.
Yes, it does.
A little stinky, too, with some of these kids after they come in from recreation.
That's right. But, you hear us talk about just all the things that go on. And, I don't know the exact numbers, but we've had a lot of kids over the years, and I know we've averaged well over 100. At our VBS, I don't know the exact number, but it's on up there.
I know the building takes a deep breath when we leave here Thursday night.
It does. And so with that being said, all this organization that we're talking about, it is vital, and our adults and, Michelle does a great job, and our adults do a great job of leading everything. And
it's one of the highlights of the year.
Yeah.
From a community building aspect here at the church to, really having a time where we get to disciple, evangelize, share the message of Jesus with kids in a fun, creative way from the scriptures. It's a highlight of the entire year. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
But it is well worth the time and the energy that's put into it because whether it's 100, 120 kids, whatever it is, it grows from year to year. There's a lot of hungry little souls and a lot of ears that are going to be here that week, hearing the gospel of Jesus. And for some of them, they're already followers of Jesus. Jesus has already done that work in their soul. But what an opportunity to grow in their faith and to be brought further in their discipleship.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we hear it all the time from folks that, really kind of the beginning of their salvation story is at VBS.
Yes.
You hear it all the time.
Yep.
And also.
from years ago or
Yeah.
even from recent. And
Right.
I've even heard from some of our adults, whether it's a group leader or whoever, when they go into the Bible study time and what's going on there, they're learning things and picking up on things that they hadn't thought about before. And so, man, God's Word's living and active. And whether it's a kid, a youth, or an adult, it's pretty incredible to see the way God's Word works at all times, but specifically for VBS.
Yeah, that's right. So. Well, we just invite you if you have a child and are looking for a church or want to bring your child to VBS next week, we would love to have them. It's at 5:30. Starts at 5:30. Registration is when you come in the front doors in our front foyer lobby area. You'll see the registration table set up, and then from that point, people will direct you on where the child needs to go and so forth.
Yeah, and particularly on that Monday, even if you register online, we probably want you here a little earlier than 5:30 because we always have a pretty long line. We want everybody to come in to make sure the kid gets to where they're supposed to be.
Right.
You won't have to come in every night necessarily of VBS, but that first night, we want all the parents there. So on Monday night, July 15th is when we're kicking this thing off. Get there a little early.
Yeah.
To get your kid registered and signed in and ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Adam, anything else on VBS week or?
No, I mean, one of the questions we always get asked about an event here, what's the charge? VBS, there is no, this is free. This is for anybody and everybody. I do think it's important that we hit ages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say this lovingly but bluntly, we are not a babysitting service.
Right.
The kids that are here are going to participate, and they're going to be growing. It's from 4-year-olds all the way through 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you've got a 1, 2, 3-year-old, they're not going to be here for VBS that week.
Right.
But from 4-year-old up, we will have classes and groups for that age, and really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So if you have a child in that age range, we would love to have them next week here at Glory Fellowship. And again, that begins on Monday. And so we look forward to seeing everyone. And then next week, like we said, we'll pick up with our podcast, and we'll talk about sermon. Then we'll have another What's Happening at Glory. We'll talk about our marriage conference as well. Kind of go from there.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for being with us. And as always, if you're looking for a church home, we have services on Sunday morning at 9 and 10:30 and on Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock.